Things to do to prep for a layoff if you're from a working class background and you've moved up, but you don't have much to fall back on. For people from working class backgrounds, usually this is a time to try to work even harder and to cut out any fluffy stuff. While you do want to make sure you're focused on task, if you cut out all of your networking opportunities and relationship building, you're going to shoot yourself in the foot. Working class people focus on doing the actual job. Middle class and higher focus more on the relationships. Hi, I'm Dr. Anna Kalschmidt. I'm an industrial organizational psychologist, and I research the unwritten rules of work for neurodivergent people and people from working class backgrounds, as well as race and gender intersections. The number one thing you need to do is amplify your networking opportunities. And I know, especially neurodivergent people and people from working class backgrounds, y'all don't want to do it, or you don't see how you can relate to these people. You got to decide if networking is worse than not having a job. That's what it comes down to in times like this. Best thing to do is to get the other person to talk about them. Figure out what they're doing, what's important to them, what they need. Start small. You don't have to go to a big fancy networking event. Follow up with coworkers who you worked with before who are now at other places. Follow up with somebody you know who just changed jobs. Ask how it's going. Follow up with friends from college. See how they're doing. You need to build your network before you need it. Don't make it a one-way thing. Also figure out what's going on for them. This is a time of a lot of people feel this way. Figure out what everybody's needing, where you can fit in and help, and maybe they can't help you directly, but they can help a friend, and vice versa. Maybe you can't help them directly, but you know somebody who's looking for their skill set. Carve out the time for having lunch with people or going to happy hours. I know it's exhausting. Do it at a pace that is feasible for you. You don't have to do it every day, but don't just disappear and go to your desk. That's going to make things worse. Consider making your online professional appearance more salient. Consider posting more about your skills and the projects you've worked on, but do this carefully. If you are LinkedIn connected to other people at your company, you may want to hide the posts from people at your company, or you may want to just be very careful to not be openly saying you're looking for a job, but instead of just be so excited to share things. Financially, there are a few things you can do, though caveat, I am not a financial advisor, so this is not official financial advice. Look at the company policy for when your medical and health related insurance would end. If you have it, get as many preventative appointments done as you can while you still have it. Things like, are you going to need glasses? Have you had your physical this year? Things like that. Check if you have an FSA. If you have an HSA, that should carry over, but an FSA will not. If you have any unused funds, try to use those to get things that you will need. FSAstore.com has a lot of things that you can just order online. I know someone who got laid off and they bought a ton of feminine products because they had a teenage daughter. You should also be able to get things like toothbrushes, toothpaste, stuff like that, things you will use. If you have a 401k contribution, consider dialing it back so you can save more of your money into your emergency fund. Ideally, you want 3 months. I know that's hard when you're living paycheck to paycheck, so every little bit matters. Also, look into what your company policy is for PTO you didn't use. If they pay out, that's some money in savings. What other tips do you have? Put it in the comments below.